You were speaking to our trainers yesterday.
Yeah.
One of the things you talked about, which I think is so powerful and relevant to this conversation, that's forecasting.
Yeah.
So what is forecasting? How do you do it? Why is it important?
Forecasting is super important. Tell people what they're going to feel, what they're going to experience, and what stumbling blocks they're going to run into before they do. It's really powerful for a couple of reasons. The first reason is when they hit those roadblocks or when they feel those feelings, they remember that Kyle told them, oh yeah, he said this would happen. This is normal. Okay. So that's number one. And then when it happens, they'll come back and tell you, hey, you know how you said this would happen? Oh my God, it totally did. And then you're like, yeah, of course. So that's number one. Number two, it's very hard to coach somebody. You can do this, and a lot of trainers do this. So I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just much harder to coach somebody out of a stumbling block or a challenge that they weren't informed about beforehand. So we're going to put you on a calorie deficit so we can burn body fat. This is how your body burns body fat. You explain physiology, the whole deal. Then they go in the deficit, and at night their cravings are out of control. And so now they're like, hey, my cravings are totally out of control. Can you coach them? Yeah. Hey, that's totally normal. Of course you're craving. But imagine the power if I did this. Hey, Susan, we're going to put you on a calorie deficit. You're probably going to get really strong cravings at night. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to come home from work. You're going to be okay during the day. But at night, this is when things get really difficult. You're sitting down, you're watching TV with your husband, and you're like, oh my gosh, I could eat anything. Like I am really hungry. It's totally normal. You're going to feel it. Here are some ways that you can deal with it when that happens. Now imagine how she's going to feel when that actually happens. She's going into it and going, oh yeah. Or it's not as bad as you explained. This is even better, by the way. I love forecasting challenges as more challenging than they may actually be. Because then they go into it and they're like, I got some cravings, but I'm actually okay. Then they'll come to you and they'll say, you know what? You know how you said I'd have like these really crazy cravings? They're actually not that bad. Oh my God, that's good news. This is great. Awesome. It's going to be so much easier. So forecasting, it's like we're going to go through this workout. I'm changing you. I'll give you an example. Somebody hires you. They're doing tons of cardio. They're doing circuit training. Their goal is to get leaner. So what you're doing now is you're looking at the routine. You're like, okay, I'm going to put you on a traditional strength training routine where you're going to rest for 2 to 3 minutes in between sets. No more circuit training. I'm going to cut your cardio way down. We're just going to have you walk. I'm going to have you eat more calories so we can build more muscle. So you're explaining this whole process like we do oftentimes on our other podcast. And then I'll say something like this. Here's what it's going to feel like. You're going to, in between sets, you're going to be like, I should be doing more. You're going to feel like I'm feeling tighter in my pants. Am I gaining weight? Like what's going on? You're going to, as you eat more food, you may feel like you may gain a little bit of water weight. You may gain a little bit of glycogen in your muscles, and you're going to feel like I'm blowing up. Holy crap. This is not working. Trust me, it's working. And then explain the process. And then when they experience it, it's like, he told me. He said I'd be bored in between sets. He said I'd feel totally different after my workouts than before. I'm not exhausted and sweaty. He told me that would happen. He told me through this reverse diet process, I'd feel a little bigger. He explained that to me. So it sets people up super, super well. If you don't do that, then you're coaching, you're playing catch up with your coaching rather than getting ahead of those challenges.